What's up guys, welcome to the channel. It's time for a new market update, so like and subscribe and then we'll get into the video. Okay, that was a bit of a sassy intro. No, but like and subscribe, I really appreciate that, and then we'll get into the market update video. We're going to talk about Bitcoin, Ethereum and gold as always. And so let's get started. Let's start with Bitcoin. I have the chart open already. Bitcoin this week, it was not really a nice week. If you go back to last Sunday, that was over here. So it was a very nice beginning of the week. They made a new high in this range. If I can zoom out, they made a new high here. But that was it. Since then we saw a little bit of ranging here, and then we started dumping Wednesday, Thursday, and even now on Friday, Saturday we made a new low here, sweep this level, which is good. We saw a great reaction, which is positive, but it's not really looking like we're holding onto something, which is of course not positive. So on Bitcoin and Ethereum is showing around the same thing. We made a new high in the range, which is positive, which is good, but if there's no follow-up, then it doesn't really matter. With a follow-up, I mean, of course we can make a new high and see a little pullback to another level and then start making new highs, but this pullback is 10%. So we still have this level open right here where price could pull back to, and if price pulls back to that, there's no panic. 66,000, no panic in that. But if we don't manage to hold on that and if we go back to the 64k, then it's getting shaky again. And I feel like in the past weeks market update videos, surely since of course this dump and we're in this range since the start of February, we've been talking a lot about is Bitcoin actually going to make new highs. On the other hand, we're also talking about it's not looking good, is Bitcoin actually making new lows. But if you compare those lows, so this low, this low, this low, to the low where we're at right now, it's of course different. We're way higher right now. So moral of the story, we do have our support levels as mentioned, surely the 66,830. Now of course we have our levels above, and this is still the main resistance. The 67 to $69,000 is the main resistance. But yeah, I just think there's too much selling pressure, there's too much going on with the war, with this, with that, to fuel Bitcoin to gain that zone. But let's surely see it next week. Next week I expect price to stay in this range for a little bit. I don't think price will instantly dump to 66,000. If we do dump, that'll probably be more Wednesday, Thursday, I think. I don't think Bitcoin will immediately dump, or surely from this level try to make new highs. And if they don't try to make new highs here, then it's very likely that we'll go back to this level, and then who knows what happens. About Ethereum, Ethereum same thing. Same thing, they made a new high in the range. Yeah, very different than the other highs, because Bitcoin of course it was a new high here, but you saw it was a bit close. While on Ethereum it's a way new high, complete new high. They had a great bump on Sunday, on Monday, 13% bump, which is huge of course, while Bitcoin wasn't really pumping that much. So that's very positive for Ethereum. And also Ethereum also has this resistance zone, this level to gain. I don't know why this level is indicated 5,000 times here. So from the $2,400 to $2,500, and we didn't tap it, which doesn't really matter that much at the end of the day. But yeah, I would have preferred that they tap this liquidity and then show the reaction, and we already had this liquidity taken out, but it is what it is. And also Ethereum saw a sharp dump of 13%, which is not the type of pullback you want to see in a continuation pattern, but it is what it is, I guess. Ethereum also still has their support level, so you don't have to scream new lows, no new highs, of course. You don't have to start screaming that, but it's not the ideal situation for new highs. If you zoom out, of course, Ethereum also made this huge dump, and then from the dump we made a 30% bump, which I think people underestimate a bit. But then you would like to see continuation here somewhere to new highs. We didn't do that. Of course it's not over, like on Bitcoin it's not over, but you would have preferred to see some type of hold here. They didn't do this. They sweep something here as well on Ethereum, and now they still have support levels. But Ethereum, same thing as Bitcoin, most of the time they do the same. Last week on Sunday, on Monday this week, we saw Ethereum pump while Bitcoin range, or also pump, but not that much. We could see that again, but I'd say Bitcoin and Ethereum will move a bit the same this week. And if we switch to gold, Gold, I don't know why gold, but gold has been dumping pretty significantly over the past days and even weeks. Since that major drop at the start of February, we made a new high of 20%, which is a big bump on gold. But since then, we're down almost 20% again. And I don't really know the reason, because 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago, when the war kicked off, we were talking about how this is bullish for gold, how we expect gold to be stable or even go back to all-time highs, but they didn't do that. Why is that? I don't know. I guess it's because people are buying oil, or people are buying other things, or people don't think this war will affect them massively, or they think it was already priced in. We don't know. Probably could have already been priced in, because gold was on a crazy run. But apart from all that, if you look to the price action, gold didn't hold this level, didn't really show a reaction. This was a strong level, didn't show a reaction really at some levels here, didn't show a reaction, and see something here from this low, showed a reaction, but they're not holding anything. Of course, market is closed right now, but it's not looking good for gold, to be honest. Some massive dump, but still there's nothing to worry about. If you zoom out on the bigger picture, we know gold is up like crazy from all-time highs. They're down some amount though, 20% down. Of course, anything can happen on gold in these volatile days, but still 20% pump. That's not what we're going to see next week. And yeah, we do have a lot of support levels. I'd say the most important one is this level, the 4,300, and then of course this zone, very important. I'd say this zone, but that's still what, a 20% dump from there. So yeah, 10%. But yeah, we saw this dump, on Thursday and Friday. That was not nice to see. Surely not if you're investing in gold or have spot gold. But it is what it is. I wouldn't panic right now. Silver is the same thing, dumping. But I'd say it's only healthy because we saw that crazy run. Let gold breathe. Let gold do what they need to do. What the market makers, what people need to do, and then we'll see what it does. I can't really say. And it doesn't even matter what I say, but I can't really say or see what gold will do. It's just we have our levels, and let's see when gold goes to that levels, what they'll do from there. That was it for the video. I hope it was some nice insight and you're a bit more clear, and yeah, have your analysis for next week and can reflect on what happened this week. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.